in your thesis. Introduction. An introduction is a short synopsis of what your thesis will be about. At the end of the introduction, normally we have the objectives. Let's look at the parts. The introduction, therefore, is a short synopsis of your study. And when we say short, we mean short. It goes to the reasons that you're doing your research. And that's what you start out with. You start out with introducing what you're going to do. Length is normally 1 to 3 pages. It doesn't need to be very detailed. That's for other parts, like the literature review. It may or may not need references in it. If you talk about things that are very specific to a specific thing, then you may need references. If it doesn't, if it's very generalized, then you will not. Are you introducing new or unusual facts? In that case, you're going to need references. But if you're just going with standard common sorts of things, a lot of times you don't need any references. You need to have complete paragraphs because you're dealing with complete thoughts and therefore you're telling a tale of why you are doing this particular amount of research. And it does not need to be highly detailed. It just has to have enough information to be able to tell the person what is it you're trying to do and how you're trying to get out there and do this. The objectives, when you get to that, the objectives ask, what is that your study proposes to do? What are you going to do in this? What are your specific objectives and how are you going to deal with these? You have specific objectives that are very nature-oriented. It says, how does the enzyme amylase interact with potato starch at 20 degrees Celsius, which is a very specific sort of thing. And you have generalized objectives, and a generalized objective might ask, what is the effect of soil magnesium concentration on plant growth? So when you look at them, one is a very specific sort of thing, one is very general. And the type of objectives you deal with depends on the type of study you're going to do. Sometimes it's very specific, sometimes they are general. Sometimes you can have specific objectives within a general objective. All depends on what you're trying to present. The objectives and the introduction, therefore, serve as a basis for the review of literature and the materials and methods. Based on what you say you're going to do, you're going to review the literature, say what everybody else did, and then you're going to propose your materials and methods, which is the way you are going to put your study together. Everything must be stated a priori. You state it up in the beginning, and then you lay out how you're going to do this. When we look at the objectives, when we look at the introduction, it is not highly specific. It's a general concept of what you're going to do and why you're doing it. When you get into the review of literature and the materials and methods, then you get into the detail of what's going on and how everything is going to be done.